What is going on, y'all? This is your boy Akron Ash back again with another DC Universe Online video. And today, this is a video long overdue, a little bit, but we're gonna be breaking down Stats Revamp, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, the pros, the cons of Stats Revamp. Now, what is Stats Revamp? Stats Revamp is a overall different game. It's no longer based on CR differential or advanced mechanics. It is basically an overall revamp of your overall stats and skill points as well. Skill points are different. What else? All powers are mainly balanced now. Support roles are actually more important now. Content is a lot harder, and the game in overall is just, in my opinion, is overall better. Now, obviously, there are a few things that Revamp could have done a lot better with, but you know, it will improve over time. But let's go over some of the changes. First thing you notice is that your stats are different. These are different order of stats with skill points and everything. Obviously, you have your original stats: health, defense, vitalization, restoration, dominance, precision, toughness, and your overall CR. Stop it! Sorry. Sorry guys. My dog was just a little bit annoying there for a minute, but yeah, let's get into some of the changes. First of all, first thing you notice, PowerPoint's gone, no longer a thing, which is a very good thing now. So you can spec your loadout or your overall character the way you want to now. In no specific way to do anything. You don't need this to do high damage or that or this. No, that's all gone, completely gone. It's amazing. I like it. You have freedom to do what you want. So anyone who doesn't like that, I don't know what's wrong with you. But the fact that you don't want to be your own character, your own tune, your own person, that's a big problem. But moving on. Second thing you notice, advanced mechanics and CR differential gone completely. Very good. That doesn't mean that your CR doesn't matter. It determines where you should get into, or what kind of content you should get into, and where you should, quote unquote, where you should stand in damage, but it won't determine it at all. Now your damage and overall stats determines on your gear, the way you spec your skill points, the way your loadout is, and the way you determine your mods. That means white mods and regular mods as well. And those play a very big part in your tune's career now, in a way, I guess. Now with advanced mechanics, those are gone, but the concept is not. And that's where the different masteries come in. So you have weapons expert mastery. So if you like using your weapon more, this is mainly good for PvP, honestly. PvE, I mainly determine this more for, like, I would guess, maybe healers, maybe a tank, maybe a troll, I don't know. Maybe, again, it determines what you like to use. But if you like using your weapon more, weapons expert mastery is definitely for you. If you like using your weapon more. Now, hyper mastery, my overall favorite, and I know it's everyone's mainly favorite right now. This is a mixture between both your weapon and your powers. Your passive power regen, that's also new. Passive power regen, every character, every power has that now. But yeah, hyper mastery. Passive power regen is pretty balanced for both your power and your weapon. It has a 5% increase of your dominance, vitalization, and restoration. So if you're under 200 SP like I am right now, but I'm still grinding and I love it, again, I love the grind right now. It's so freaking fun. But if you're under that amount of SP, Hyper Mastery is definitely for you. If you could, but again, this is Stats Revamp. You can do what you want. No one can really judge you. If you're doing something pretty bad, though, that's another thing. But yeah, again, Hyper Mastery, I love it. Now this is where the concept of AMs is still here, but it's gone at the same time. Now, when we think of AMs, what you think of broken mechanics and high damage, and that's somewhat of power mastery, but it's not. The high damage and broken mechanics is gone from that concept, but the overall spamming of power is still there, and that's power mastery right now. With power mastery, you get no passive power regen for your weapon, so your weapon in a way is useless. You get it from using your powers, but the passive power regen is kind of iffy in my opinion. If you have enough skill points, you can make it work, but still, even then, it's still kind of iffy. I honestly don't like using it. I'm using it right now, but at the same time, I don't really like it that much. Specific powers can actually use it better than others. Like Quantum, since this time bomb actually works pretty good now, it actually makes sense to use it in a way. I don't like it, but again, it's just, you can be your own person. I'm using it because it actually makes more sense right now. But yeah, that's another thing you did. That's a few other things that you will notice the changes with. Also, now skill points are a very big part of things now. Your skill points determine what you can spec into. So and actually skill points in a way, they kind of really do matter now more in PvE. PvP kind of iffy about that a little bit, but in PvE it somewhat kind of matters now. And obviously when you spec one skill point to something, you will notice the difference, and that's one thing they wanted you to actually notice, is a difference when you spec your skill points, and you kind of notice that now, which is very good. What else? Now with skill points, you see that you have 3 slots where you can spec your skill points, and you have stat points, of movement, and you also have iconic powers. Now if you guys remember, iconic powers used to be able to get those with power points. Now that power points are gone, they make you use skill points to get those, and it's very good. It makes sense. They changed a lot of different types of regular iconic powers to supercharges, like Neo Venom and the Joker fun box that Joker uses in Legends. That they made those supercharges. They actually did an overall different type of thing for some iconic powers, and iconic powers are actually really useful now. So if you are into using that stuff, or you want to experiment with something where just be fun, have fun, use iconic powers. No one can judge you for it, because they actually do pretty decent now. I see a lot of people use that in PvP and PvE now, so go right ahead, do that. Another thing you'll notice is that content, like you're seeing right now, is a lot harder, and NPCs have been adjusted a lot. Now, so what does that mean? It means that mainly like how some people used to like ignore mechanics of certain bosses and everything, you have to do that now. So if you were like ignoring some type of mechanic, let's say like a what like in Ultimate Soldier or JFA, you can't really do that anymore. You have to do the mechanics now. It doesn't matter how good a burn is, and obviously the burn for a lot of DPSs have been nerfed in a way, so you have to do the mechanics in order to get stuff done now. I think there's some feats where you don't have to do it, or you can't do it, something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can't just ignore any mechanics now. So content has been adjusted, NPCs have been adjusted, and the overall game has been adjusted to fit where the game should be right now in difficulty. Another thing you'll notice is, what else? I'm trying to think. uh, there's nothing that much I can really think about different wise. I think that's really it. What can be adjusted? Um, one thing, the only thing I really have a problem with is tanking wise. When I tank raid bosses, the fact that they can still counter me and everything like that, but I can't counter them. I have a problem with that. I don't know if that was intended or not, but I honestly don't like that. I kind of like the way how it used to be with those AM days where you can, or not even AM days before Revamp, where you can actually counter the boss and have more chances of survivability as a tank. But they wanted tanks to feel more tanky, and they wanted to be for it to be a bit more harder, which I understand. So it kind of makes sense in a way. So in a way, it's like I have a problem with it, but then I don't. Some people like it the way it is now. Some people don't. Hey, that's your opinion. Do what you want. This is just what I feel about it. That's not the only thing I feel like they can improve on, really. But yeah, other than that though, stats revamp so far are pretty good. If you have noticed, a lot of people have quit, and let me tell you this right now, these are the people that, one, did not grind for any skill points. That's one. Or some people, there's two things, two or three things. These are people that, one, only grinded for gear but never SP. These are people that use exploits to be the best, quote unquote. I'm using quote on best right now. And these are people that just didn't want to listen to, or didn't want to listen to the warning that the devs gave us. When they announced stats revamp, this should have been an automatic red flag, like, oh shit, I gotta start getting my skill points, I better do it right now. But no, they just don't want to listen. So the people that quit, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm kind of happy that you quit. Now that you quit, they can actually, make this game better in a way. So I don't mind it at all, really. For the people that are complaining but stayed, I give you some type of credit. But stop complaining in a way. It's annoying and it's horrible. And for the people that complain about PvP, you gotta remember this revamp was not made for PvP. So stop complaining. If and again I have to stretch this if a lot. If they keep their promise after Water and these next 2 episodes, if they do a PvP revamp, that will hopefully fix PvP. But they have to keep their promise. If they don't fix PvP, this game will surely die. Because some things were fixed, some things were not. I like the fact that they made shields 100% again. I like the fact that they, decreased damage and everything like that, and made support rolls good. But they don't fix PvP. This game won't last. This game won't last that much longer, man. The fact that people quit and everything, it took a big toll on DC right now. So now you guys are probably wondering, where do I come in on staying or not? Honestly, it's like I have an answer, but I don't. In a way, I'm still waiting to determine if I really want to stay or leave. Really, I like Revamp, don't get me wrong, but again, I'm not much of a PvEer. I will grind when I have to, because I do need the SP, but I don't like PvE that much. PvE is fun now, don't get me wrong, but I'm a PvPer. I need PvP to be fixed. If they don't fix it in time, just like me and some other vets, we won't stay long. If they keep their promise, and I hope they keep their promise on a PvP revamp, I swear to God, if they do keep their promise after Water and these next 2 episodes, I swear to God, you will definitely see me on test server and testing the shit out of that, along with every other PvPer that is still here today, or probably still old school. Like, you have people like Smile who came back, who left the game because of GU41, but came back because of stats revamp. And But someone who left the game for almost 4 years comes back for Revamp, that's pretty big. It shows that Revamp has potential. If they can fix PvP, they can bring a lot more people back, like Orbit and them. So, I really hope that they keep their promise on a PvP revamp. I can't really, we can't force them to do anything like that, but it should be a no-brainer to not fix PvP. I mean, come on. Some things have been improved, like damage wise. They, in a way, damage has been nerfed in a way. Support roles are pretty decent again in PvP. Debuffs for trolls actually work now. Toughness, everyone has straight regular toughness now. Gear somewhat matters in PvP now. A skill point somewhat matter in PvP in a way. Some counters are on point. Some are a little bit delayed than others. Some are pretty iffy on those. But in a way, it's like, it's fun now. And another thing you haven't noticed, people who used to do it in PvE switch to PvP gear now because they see how PvP is now. PvP is the top dog for anything PvP. Dueling, open world PvP, arenas, it matters now. PvP gear matters now. So in a way, that's a step to fixing PvP. If they can get enough people to actually get PvP gear, to get many PvP masters, then there you go. But, don't let PvP go to shit again, developers. And this is not, you can't blame Meps for this. This is not Meps' fault. This is the street developers. I'm talking to the developers in general. Don't let this shit get worse. Just don't. PvP has so much potential right now. And if you keep your word on fixing it, I guarantee you, you will have a standard amount of people come back, and you can literally make money off of PvP. More money than you can make for PvE wise. And so many people have said this. So many people know this. And honestly, I would love things for like PvP tournaments to come back, like Friday Night Legends and everything like that. I would love that shit to come back for PvP. That made PvP lit as hell back then. And the fact that they stopped that shit, it just showed that PvP was dying. But since PvP has potential now, it has, in a way, it can be fixed. Now, just don't let it die again. But my name is Akron Ash. This has been another DC Universe Online video. Hope you guys liked this video. Yeah. Revamp is pretty solid. I'm loving it. I see myself playing this game a bit more now. But yeah, only PvP will determine if I stay or not. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.